Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows of history? What secrets were buried along with the dead? Secrets that the church tried to hide from the world. Before we step into this chilling tale, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our journey into mysteries that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. This story is not for the faint of heart, but if you stay with me, you'll see why the dead may not always rest, and why sometimes fear itself can take shape. Night has fallen over a small village in Eastern Europe. The air is thick with cold, and an eerie silence drapes over the streets. Villagers huddle in their homes, peeking through windows, listening for whispers that seem to come from nowhere. Some say these whispers are just the wind, but others believe the dead are calling, rising again to feed on the living. Father Anselm arrives, sent by the church to calm these fears and uncover the truth behind the unsettling tales. At first, he is skeptical. Surely these are just stories, tales spun by fearful minds, exaggerations passed down through generations.
But the village has its own story to tell. The people lead him to a freshly exhumed corpse, its face stained with blood, hair and nails unnaturally grown, body stiff, yet oddly lifelike. Anselm's skepticism. This is no simple superstition. The dead here refuse to rest, and what he sees shakes the foundations of everything he has been taught. He begins to realize that the villagers' fear is not unfounded. The dead, somehow, are returning, not just in tale, but in terrifying reality. The villagers' methods to protect themselves are disturbing, yet compelling. They stake the bodies, sever heads, and sometimes burn them entirely. These actions are not sanctioned by the church, yet Anselm observes a logic in their fear. They are not merely following superstition, they are responding to a threat they cannot fully explain. It is here he notices something chilling. The villagers fear vampires more than the devil. While the devil is an external threat, easily conceptualized and argued against, a corpse that refuses to decay challenges belief itself, forcing one to confront the unknown in the most personal way.
One night, Anselm approaches a grave in the dead of night. The air is still, heavy with anticipation. As the grave is opened, he witnesses a corpse whose mouth bears fresh traces of blood. Hair and nails continue to grow, and the body seems almost aware. According to church doctrine, the dead must remain still. The soul's peace depends on the body's rest. Yet here is a corpse that defies these sacred laws. In that moment, Anselm understands vampires are more than myth, more than tales of the devil's work. They are a challenge to the very rules that humans rely on to understand life, death, and the divine. Observing the villagers, he sees how fear shapes behavior. Their rituals, stakes, fire, decapitation, are not mere customs. They are strategies born of necessity, a desperate attempt to control the uncontrollable. These practices reveal a deep truth. Superstition is not the opposite of reason, but a reflection of it. It emerges where uncertainty is greatest, where faith meets the unknown, where humans confront death without clear answers.
Anselm begins to question everything. Are these vampires truly restless spirits? Are they raised by some malevolent force? Or is there a flaw hidden in the divine plan itself? Each question digs deeper, revealing that these tales are far more than stories. They are a test of faith, of society, and of human understanding. History, religion, horror, and human psychology all converge here. The reality of disease and unexplained death convinces people that these beings are real. Social unrest and ignorance amplify the fear. Religious rituals provide a framework for action, transforming dread into tangible behaviors. Anselm sees clearly now that these stories, terrifying as they are are deeply human. They are born from our need to make sense of mortality and mystery. By the end, he realizes that the story of vampires is not simply folklore. It is a real threat to social and religious order. It forces one to ask why humans fear what they do, why the unknown holds such power, and how society and religion attempt to control it. Viewers must ask themselves, are vampires just superstition? Or is there a suppressed truth the church never wanted revealed? If they were real, what would that mean for everything we believe?
The tale shows how human fear, religious authority, and superstition intertwine to create something timeless. Vampires are not just symbols of death, they are reflections of human reaction to the mysteries that surround us. History and horror merge, creating an experience that is chilling, yet grounded in reality. As night deepens, the village grows quieter. Father Anselm understands that this is not just a story of the past. Human fear, curiosity about the unknown, and conflicts over faith persist through generations. The story reminds us that fear transforms into narrative, and narrative transforms beliefs and actions in return. Perhaps, Anselm muses, the story of vampires is humanity's oldest mirror, reflecting our deepest fears. Fear of death, of the inexplicable, of rules that govern life and afterlife, all molded into tales that transcend generations. Sometimes those tales cross from imagination into reality, merging myth and truth. The villagers continue to fear, and they know that when darkness falls, strange things may occur. They know that the dead may not always remain dead. Father Anselm, standing amid this fear and mystery, realizes that the story never truly ends. It lives on in history, in belief, and in the shadows. Vampires are not imagination alone. They are the embodiment of fear. The church, society, and tradition reflect that fear endlessly. And Anselm realizes that fear and mystery are inseparable from the human experience. Night never truly ends, and neither does fear. It exists in history, in human dread, and in belief. Vampires are more than stories. They are the shape of human fear. They persist in rituals, in myths, and in whispers in the night. And in that darkness, Anselm understands that the struggle with fear, faith, and the unknown is eternal. So, if you're ready to explore more mysteries, make sure to subscribe, because what we uncover next might just change how you see the past forever.